Subscribe to my channel. Click on bell icon to get notification about new video.
1.3 The Pilgrim. A pilgrim, going a lone highway, came at evening, cold and grey, to a chasm, deep and vast and wide. The old man crossed in the twilight dim. The chasm held no fear for him. But he paused when he reached the other side, and built a bridge to span the tide. Chasm, meaning ravine, a very deep, steep gap in the earth's surface. Span the tide, go across the tide. Old man, said a fellow pilgrim near, why waste your time in building here? Your journey ends with the close of the day. You never again will pass this way. You have crossed the chasm deep and wide. Why build ye here at eventide? Ye, archaic, means you. Eventide means late evening. The pilgrim raised his old grey head. My friend, in the path I've come, he said. There followeth after me today a fair-headed youth who must pass this way. The chasm which held no fears for me, to the fair-haired youth may a pitfall be. He too must cross in the twilight dim. My friend, I'm building this bridge for him. Pitfall means trap. Anonymous. Factual question. What did the pilgrim do, although he had already crossed the chasm? The old pilgrim had crossed the chasm. He was building a bridge for the pilgrims who would come after him. What puzzled the fellow pilgrim? The old pilgrim had already crossed the chasm and would never pass that way again. Yet he was building a bridge across the chasm. The fellow pilgrim could not understand the reason for this and was hence puzzled. What could be the third pilgrim? The third pilgrim could be a young, inexperienced youth. English workshop. 1. Pick out words from the poem to fill in the web diagram. They should be related to the theme in the web. Answer: travel, pilgrim, highway, journey, bridge. Time around sunset, eventide, twilight, close of the day, evening. 2. The entire poem is metaphorical. Implied comparison. Match the words in column A with what they imply in column B. Answer: column A, pilgrim. Column B, a dutiful man. Journey, life. Evening or close of day, old age. Chasm, deep and wide, threat to life. Building a bridge, solving the problem, getting rid of threat to life. Pitfall, trap. Close of day, death. 3A. Read the poem and write 3 qualities of each of the following. The old pilgrim. Answer: the old pilgrim, experienced, wise, selfless. 1. The old pilgrim. 2. The fellow pilgrim, indifferent, selfish, conceited. 3. The young pilgrim, inexperienced, new, carefree. B. Answer in your own words. A. Why did the old man have no need to build the bridge across the chasm? Answer: the old pilgrim had already crossed the chasm and would never pass that way again. Hence, the old man had no need to build the bridge across the chasm. B. What explanation did he give to the fellow pilgrim for his thoughtful deed? The old man said that, though he had already crossed the chasm, there was a fair-haired youth who was about to pass that way. The old man was experienced and was not afraid of the chasm. However, the young man was inexperienced and the chasm could prove to be a pitfall for him. He too had to cross it at twilight, and the old man was building a bridge to help this youth. C. What message does the poem convey to all of us? The message that the poem conveys to us is that we must be generous and unselfish and think of others. We must try to help others who are not as experienced as we are. 4A. Note the rhyming words in the first stanza. Way, grey, wide side tide, dim him. The poet has used a deliberate pattern of lines that rhyme with other lines in the poem or the stanza. This pattern can be identified by giving the rhyming pairs of words the same letter of the alphabet. For example, first stanza of this poem has the pattern AABCCBB. So, AABCCBB is called the rhyme scheme of the first stanza of the poem, The Pilgrim. B. Now write the rhyme scheme of the second stanza, dash, and third stanza. Remember that a line in the second or third stanza may rhyme with lines in the first stanza too. You may use the same letter of the alphabet as used in the first stanza. Answer. Point. Title: The Pilgrim. Poet: anonymous. Rhyme scheme: first stanza AABCCBB. Second stanza AABBCC. Third stanza AABBCCDD. Favorite line: my friend, I'm building this bridge for him. Theme or central idea: one must be selfless enough to share life's experiences with the next generation, enabling them to traverse along the journey of life by avoiding the pitfalls. Figures of speech: alliteration, consonants, imagery, inversion, interrogation, personification, repetition, tautology. Why I like or dislike the poem. I like the poem for the message of kindness and philanthropy it advocates and for its metaphorical quality. C. Find two lines that contain inversion. Answer. 1. The old man crossed in the twilight dim. 2. My friend, in the path I've come, he said. 3. To the fair-haired youth may a pitfall be. Pick out one line each that contains the following figures of speech. A. Tautology. Answer. 1. The pilgrim raised his old grey head. B. Personification. The chasm held no fear for him. C. Interrogation. 1. Why waste your time in building here? 2. Why build ye here at eventide? Imagine that you are the fellow pilgrim and you wish to share your experience of the incident in the poem. Write a short article about it for a magazine or a journal. Also, convey what change it has brought in your life. Answer. A lesson in philanthropy. Master Rishi Thakur, student reporter. Mumbai, 19 June 2018. I was touched by the gesture of an old fellow pilgrim when I undertook a journey with him to Vaishno Devi on the 12th of June 2018. He had been there many times before, and it seemed that this might be his last pilgrimage to this holy site. We were all crossing a deep chasm that was surprisingly very steep and vast. The old man crossed it without any fears, while younger pilgrims were hesitant to follow suit. Sensing their anxiety, the old man crossed over and began making a bridge across the chasm. Everyone around was surprised by this. Why was he wasting his time building a bridge was the question on everyone's mind. I pointedly told him that he was too old to come this way again. It was indeed a wasted effort on his part. His answer bewildered us all. He replied that though the chasm held no fear for him, he was building the bridge for the inexperienced young people who would be crossing the chasm, to save them from the impending danger. His answer reflected selflessness and wisdom. It made us feel ashamed of our conceit and our self-centered way of thinking. The experience was indeed an eye-opener to all the pilgrims.